Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about my Sprinter van roof rack that I built. And when we think about roof rack, and they're nice, they're good looking, they can be practical as well. But when I look for one of them on the market, there's so many of them, and they have pros and cons, but they're universally expensive. This one is among the cheapest, but it looked like a contractor's van's roof rack, and it doesn't have awning attachment options. This safari style come from FVC. You can see how expensive it is. It's almost $4,000. The same company have a cheaper option and actually doesn't look bad. But if you look at it, I don't know why it designed it to be so narrow, and you can see the railing start right within the roof track. And if you add up the price for the awning attachment and also the front fairings, the price can go up to about $1,800. This one's also about $2,000. This is actually not bad, and it's not necessarily low profile, but all the crossbar actually have T-track for attachments. But this one, it didn't say there's awning attachment that they sell. And then there's a Numinous, and they're good looking, but very expensive. I like the company because it's local to me. I really like their modular systems, and especially after I saw one of this in a soccer game's parking lot. So I called up the company. I'm actually ready to buy it. I called up the company and I say, can you give me some discount because your price is including shipping, and now that I pick it up locally, can you give me some discount? And they say no, and the only thing they might be able to give me is give me some discount if I have them to install it. So I say, well, that doesn't really make sense, and that's actually what make up my mind to build my own rack system. So here's my design criteria after I decided to build my own rack. And first of all, it has to be good look, and very importantly, it has to be inexpensive. And I wanted to have awning attachment and an observation deck. And I also wanted the ability to for future additions and reconfiguration. So I wanted to be very flexible and I can change later on. And I also wanted to be low profile for low drag and low noise. I don't want to sacrifice fuel economy for the rack I put on top of there. At the end, I think I achieve all those criteria by using 80-20 extruded aluminum. And here I will show you how I did it. So to those who don't know what extruded aluminum is, this is a drawing of a 80-20 extruded aluminum bar, or they also call it a profile. And as you can see in this aluminum bar, on the four sides of it, each of it have a T-slot location where you can slide in T-nuts where you can attach things all along the length. So it's making it very versatile. You can attach things on top, to the side, to the other side, and at the bottom, and however you want to do it. And the sky is the limit. So here's the drawing of my design. First thing first, the main components, which is the extruded aluminum. And on a Sprinter van, the roof track is 52 inches apart. So the center of this side to the center of that side is 52 inches. And so you have all these aluminum bars to form the frameworks on or platform, whatever you can call it. And the size of it, if you can see, 53.5 inches on the top bar, and this is the front of the car, and also in the back it's also 53.5. And the two center ones, they are, let me pick the white one, the 50.5, and so is that one, 50.5. And the full length of this bar over here is 113 inches, and I don't want to make it too long. So it's 113 inches, but it's cut in two, and the reason for that is if you order 113 inches of aluminum bar, and they can cut it for you and melt it to you, but the melting charge is really high. But if you cut them in half, and the shipping is a lot better. So I do cut them in half, and so each one of these is 56.5, and that's 56.5 as well. And then when I receive them, I just join them together and make it a one long bar. Here you have a little bit more detail. First, this is the front of the car and the front one. So if I zoom in for you, you will see I didn't use a square bar over here. For aerodynamic reason, I use a quarter radius piece on the front, so it can cut into the air a little bit better. And so the rest of it are just square bar. And the second, it's about how all these bars are joined together. So if I zoom into that, and these are floating in the air right now. I just wanted to show you, but each of these should be fitting into the T-tracks inside, and this is called the inner corner bracket, I believe, and this is what I use for pretty much all the 90-degree joints. And you will see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, and that's what's holding the all the bars at 90 degree and rigid that way. So that's how the bars are connected to each other. And then the next thing we will talk about is the foot of the bar. Let me flip it to the right position, and let's focus on that one. And this is how the bar attached to the roof track. So this is a section that I drawn out for the Sprinter's roof track. And as you can see, I built this foot system that where the aluminum bar would attach onto, and it is also basically it's extruded aluminum, 1.5 inches height, and you can adjust the height of this to whatever you want. But again, I wanted a low profile. And these corner gaskets that I use over here are 1.5 inches, so I just use 1.5 inches. And in that way, I can use the corner gasket to hold this piece up to the platform. You can see there's a screw that can screw it in that way. And this screw and this T-nut's supposed to be inside. I draw it out so you can see which kind of T-nut that I use. We'll hold this securely with that, and on this side again, this thing will hold this securely with that, and in turn bolt down to the T-track. And so that's how the foot look like. Also, I want to show you how I join this long two pieces into one long profile. And so if I go into that, and you can see I can just use joining plates, and with the 4 screws and 2 on each side. And here what I use, this T-nuts over here is called a self-aligning T-nuts. It will help this to keep this straight better than this kind of T-nuts. So 4 of them, and that's how it keep them together. They're very strong that way. I want to show you how the awning is attached. So let's go in here, swing it around, and you can see I have 3 brackets drawn now over here, and those are for attaching the truly awning. And if you look at each of this bracket, they should be aligned really well. And the bracket I draw over here actually is 80/20's bracket. The bracket, you can either attach it to the bottom of the extruded aluminum, or you can attach it to the top. But your sprinter van going to be so tall anyway, you would think you would want your awning to be as low as possible, and that's why I attach it at the bottom of it. And if you want to attach to the top, that will be fine too. It would just be as strong. But I see no reason you should be doing that. And so that's the piece, the three brackets that I designed and the way it's attached. And also, and you can see this attached to the crossbar over here still. So the awning itself is not that light, even though it calls it lightweight. It's still 50-60 pounds. So in order to deal with that leverage, I actually use 2 screws over here and then 1 right on the crossbar. And same thing with the back one as well. If I can swing to that. Let me go home and zoom in. So you can see I also would design in the way that you would have leverage coming from the crossbar as well. So you put 2 screws on this side, and then you can put 2 screws over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, and then finally this third one will be if my mouse is gonna move, okay, the third one will be right there. So you have a triangle and getting the leverage from the crossbar. And the one from the very front, it's not as important, so that is an extra support anyway. So that one would have just the just 2 screw over either here and also there. Okay. So this is the total design look like, and there's some more bells and whistles I can show you in the video. So I put out the order and it finally came, and I put them all together, and those are the feet that you can see, and the 2 long bars joined into a 113 inches long bar that you see over there, and the awning bracket, and that is the truly awning bracket. And the second bracket, and you can also see the inside corner bracket. Here's the third awning bracket, which is made by using a bracket from 80/20. New holes are drilled to match the awning. So here's the bells and whistle that I was talking about to prevent whistle or extra wind noise. And all these unused channels are covered by plastic cover, which also sold by 80/20. And you can order a long piece of it and just cover whichever section that you don't really want to use. And they are very easy to remove, so later on if you want to use those T-slots, and you can use it, you can just remove it and use it very easily. And all the exposed end, you can order these end plates and you can cover them nicely. And if you really want it to be flush, you can account for that cover's length and make it really flush if you like. And this is how it looked like. I can do it on the side and on the front as well. So this is how it looked like after the rack finally attached to the roof. And this is the front leading edge. As you can see, it's quarter radius for aerodynamics, and the awning brackets, and this is the passenger side of the car, and those are the attachment to the roof. You can also see I have a huge AC on top of the roof, and That's another reason I don't want to spend $4,000 on the roof rack that half of it and you can't really use for the space. So I think this is a really good solution for me. Here's after the 10-feet Thule awning is installed, and you can see it's pretty slick looking. The position of the awning is perfectly fine, and some of the installation, if you put the awning is too far inside the van, and it will interfere with the mechanism where you wheel in and wheel out the awning, and the position that I have right now is perfectly fine. Here on now is to make it more even more practical and look even better. And so the first thing I add on is this railing, and this is actually a Rhino rack railing for their Pioneer platform, and it actually fits almost perfectly to the 80/20 aluminum, and the T-track width of the Rhino rack Pioneer system is about 1 millimeter wider, and so the tabs in one of this leg has to be trimmed down just 1 millimeter, and so it will fit perfectly into it. And as you can see, that's how it bowed down to the 80/20 using the 80/20 hardware. Finally is the sitting platform, and I decided to use the redwood, and these are 2x2 redwood that I got from Home Depot, and I smoothed them out and chopped them in the right length and stain and seal, as you can see here. And they are held together using 1¼ inch aluminum angles. Here's the how the platform module look like after it's finished. As you can see, the aluminum angle with holes that can attach to the 80/20 with the bolts and T-nuts. You have 3 attachment points on each side. After finish, the woods have about 1.36 inches in thickness, so it's really close to the 1.5 of the extruded aluminum. And when you mount it within the extruded aluminum frame, they will be really flush and will not protrude and make it a perfect platform. The cost of this platform, to me, is about $80. It might cost a little bit more if you don't already have seals and stains, or you don't already have screws, but anywhere between $80 to $100 you can have this platform built. The platform is 48 inches wide, and this is how it's attached to the 80/20 aluminum, and 3 attachment points for each side. Here's the final product. You can see the railing, the platform, and the awning system, and round front end for aerodynamics, flush platform. I also consider Yakima railing as well. They make a similar product, but they're more expensive. There's more attachment points to it, and I have to give them that, but it's more expensive but a lot less aerodynamic. I really like the leading edge of this railing that is really aerodynamic. Again, I don't want to sacrifice my fuel economy. So here's the final walk around of the final product. As you can see, it looks very slick, and from the front, very low profile, and the awning fits on it perfectly. If you want to, you can actually build a platform a little bit longer towards the front, but I like what it is now for fuel economy reasons. It's just more aerodynamic this way. I think I achieved my goal here. It's been very fun to build this. The only thing that is not fun is to waiting for order to come in. So I hope I inspire you to build something on your own, and thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks, bye.